What I'm doing here is I'm just gradually numbing from the bottom of where we're going to be working, because the nerves to this area come in from the bottom back part of the head, and so if you can get the nerves low down, then higher up should be nice and numb. So our first mixture is just lidocaine with epinephrine, which is going to help numb the area, and then we're going to go back in with a solution called TUMESCENT, and that's going to carry with it some long-lasting numbing, and it really is just going to make it easier to harvest the hairs. So you'll see that part too, but this is just the actual lidocaine that we're infiltrating right now in here. So now we're extracting the hairs one by one. And we have the hairs at a kind of a longer length, so it makes it a little bit trickier, but the idea is that we're taking it out in a pretty random fashion. So the hairs in between that we don't remove will grow back in, and it will look like nothing ever happened, as opposed to the old technique where you have like a strip cut out of your head. So that's not how these surgeries are done anymore. This is the FUE, follicular unit extraction method, and it can be done for all types of hair transplants. So that's what we're working on now. This little device here takes out very, very small punch, takes out one hair at a time. We punch it out and then we remove it. So that's the process. Yeah, so you can see how the hairs look when they come out. The first step was to punch out each of the hairs, and now you can see here what it looks like when it's out. You see a hair follicle over here, and this is the part that comes out of the skin. So we're just injecting the eyebrow with medication to numb it, just like we numb the back. And what do you think, Victoria? Is this bothering you?
I don't feel anything. I could fall asleep again.
Yeah, it goes numb very fast, and then I have, again, that extra medication for longer lasting numbing. And it has what's called epinephrine, and that clamps down on blood vessels so that we don't get much bleeding during the procedure, which is nice. So what seems like a scary thing really isn't so bad at all. It just has to be done slowly, carefully, and that's how we numb up the eyebrow. So we started the process of making what's called recipient sites. The hairs are going to fall into these sites, well, they'll be gently placed into the sites. And so the important thing is here the direction and the angulation of how you make these different sites, which is where the hairs will go. So very important to make these as carefully as they can be made. So medially, which means closer to the center of the face, if you look on this side, the hairs are all pointed straight up. They're not going out of this way. They're not sticking up this way. They're very flat to the face, and they're going up north. And so that's what I'm trying to mimic with the way that I make these different sites. Alright, so most of the recipient sites have been made, and now you can see each hair going in one at a time, carefully, following the natural curve of the existing hairs, and really trying to blend it in with the hairs that are already there. So you can see how he's doing it, grabbing it carefully and inserting it one at a time. And you can look on the right side, and there are no hairs there yet, but you can already see the outline right there of where the hairs will go. That's the design that's already in place that will recreate the medial aspect of the right eyebrow. So we're moving along.